Good morning, students. Sairam. Welcome back to your English online session. Children, in our previous class, we had discussed the poem Tansin by Hazrat Inayat Khan. Today, we shall be doing the poetic devices from this poem. But before that, let us read it once again. Tansin, the singer, in great Akbar's court, won great renown through the Badshahi fort. His voice rang like the sound of silver bells, and Akbar ravished heard the story tells. How the king praised him, gave him many a gem, called him chief jewel in his diadem. One day the singer sang the song of fire, the Deepak Rag, and burning like a pyre, his body burst into consuming flame. To cure his burning heart, a maiden came and sang Malhar, the song of water cold, till health returned and comfort as of old. Mighty thy teacher must be and divine, great Akbar said. Magic indeed is thine. Learnt at his feet. Then happy Tansin bowed and said, beyond the world's ignoble crowd, scorning its wealth remote and far away, he dwells within a cave of Himalaya. Could I but see him once, desired the king, sit at his feet a while and listening, hear his celestial song, I would deny my state and walk in robes of poverty. Then Tansin said, as you desire, Huzur, indeed it were better as a slave and poor to come, for he lifted above the things of earth, disdains to sing to earthly kings. Long was the road, and Akbar as a slave followed Tansin, who rode towards the cave. High in the mountains, at the singer's feet, they knelt and prayed with supplication sweet. Towards thy shrine, lo, we have journeyed long. O holy master, bless us with thy song. Then Ustad, won by thy humility, sang songs of peace and high felicity. The Malkus Rag all aesthetic rang, till birds and beasts, enchanted as he sang, gathered to hear over Akbar's dreaming soul. He felt the waves of heavenly rapture roll. But as he turned to speak his words of praise, Ustad had vanished from his wandering gaze. Tell me, Tansin, what theme this is that holds the soul enchanted and the heart enfolds in high delight. And when he knew the name, tell me, again he said, could you the same theme sing to lure my heart to paths untrod? Ah, no, to thee I sing. He sings to God. Now, children, let us pick out the rhyming words from the poem Tansin. Alright, now let us pick out the rhyming words from the poem Tansin. Now, children, here the rhyming words are coat, fort, bells, tells, gem, diadem, fire, pyre, flame, came, cold, old. Now next, divine, thine, pout, grout, far away, Himalaya. Okay, these are the rhyming words. Next now, things, kings, slave, cave, feet, sweet, long, song, humility, felicity. Rang, sang, soul, roll, praise, case, holds, enfolds, name, same, untrod, caught. So these are the rhyming words. Okay. Now let us do the rhyme scheme. Let us find out the rhyme scheme from this poem. Now here children, just have a look at the last words. Coat and fort. They both rhyme with each other. Yes. So here we will be assigning the alphabet as AA. Now next, bells, tells. They also rhyme with each other. So B, B. Gem, diadem. So C, C. So children, this poem is in couplets. Now what do you mean by couplets? Couplets is a literary device which has two successive lines that rhyme in a verse. So two successive lines, they are rhyming in a verse, and they follow the same meter. So here in this poem, the rhyme scheme is AA, BB, CC and so on. Okay, because it's in couplets. So the two successive lines, they rhyme and then they follow the same meter. So what's the rhyme scheme? The rhyme scheme is AA, BB, CC and so on. Now let us discuss the figures of speech. The first one, his voice rang like the sound of silver bells. Now children, here in this line, there are two figures of speech. One is simile, wherein Tansen's voice is directly compared to the sound of silver bells. And next is alliteration, because the sound of letter S is repeated. Here children, sound S, S-O, the sound of the letter S is repeated. Therefore it is alliteration and also simile, because Tansen's voice, that is his voice, is directly compared to the sound of silver bells. Next one, called him chief jewel in his diadem. Now here children, the figure of speech is metaphor, because there is an implied comparison between him. Him means Tansen and the chief jewel. So the figure of speech here is metaphor. Next one day the singer sang the song of fire. Now here children, again the figure of speech uses alliteration, because the sound of letter S is repeated. Singer sang song. So the sound of the letter S is repeated. Remember children, when you write alliteration, you have to write the sound of the letter. Okay, just don't write the letter S is repeated. You have to write the sound of the letter S is repeated. To cure his burning heart, a maiden came. Now here children, the figure of speech is inversion, because the order of the words is altered. What is the correct order? A maiden came to cure his burning heart. So that is the figure of speech inversion. Why it is inversion? Because the order of the verse is altered. It is changed. And then what is the correct order? A maiden came to cure his burning heart. Scorning its wealth, remote and far away. Now here children, the figure of speech used is tautology, because similar ideas are expressed. The words remote and far away, they have the same meaning. So the figure of speech used here is tautology. Now the next one. Could I but see him once, desired the king, sit at his feet a while and listening. Children, here the figure of speech is climax, because the actions to see, to sit, to listen, they are all arranged in ascending order of importance. So the figure of speech used here is climax. Now children, let us move towards appreciation. Write the appreciation of the poem Tansen with the help of the following points in a paragraph format. Now children, remember, appreciation, it carries 5 marks and you have to cover all these points. That is, you have to write the title, name of the poet, rhyme scheme, figures of speech, theme or central idea. And children, you have to write in a paragraph format. Remember children, appreciation you have to write in a paragraph format and you have to use all these points. Okay, so this question, it comes for 5 marks in the examination. Now let us do the appreciation of the poem Tansen. The poem Tansen is written by Hazrat Inayat Khan. The poem is in couplet form. So the rhyme scheme of the poem is AABBCC and so on. The poet has used many figures of speech such as alliteration, repetition, simile, tautology, but he has used climax in the following line. Could I but see him once, desired the king, sit at his feet a while and listening. Here the actions to see, to sit and to listen are arranged in ascending order. The theme of the poem is that our work should be done for God if we want the best one. It's a narrative poem which tells us the story of Akbar's appreciation of Tansen's singing, his meeting with Tansen's guru, and what he felt during his meeting. The poet talks about student-teacher relationship through the medium of learning music. So children, remember when you write the appreciation, it should be in a paragraph format only and you have to cover the points like the title, the poet, rhyme scheme, figures of speech, theme or central idea. So this question carries 5 marks. Okay. So children, I hope you have understood the poem and also the poetic devices. Take care of yourself children. Thank you my dear students. Sai Ram.